This is Flaming Million. Released in 2020 by Nilsen Carroll, Flaming Million is more of an art piece, really, than a true game. Carroll is an artist, curator, and educator working with the Visual Studies Workshop in Rochester, New York. He's released a variety of games and projects, with his last release coming in late 2023. Flaming Million is a short adventure created in RPG Maker, and you play as LC, who's looking to change the world around her through the power of glitches. Carroll has dabbled quite a bit in the use of glitches in the past in his other works, and Flaming Million really seems to be the culmination of his research. Though it plays like a conventional RPG Maker game, it looks anything but. Twisted, flashing sprites make up the entire palette, but you are able to eventually make sense of who's a character you need to talk to, and where it's a wall and where you're going. And there's only 3 fights in the game as well, and instead of using traditional battle moves, you corrupt them with the power of glitches. It fully leans into its aesthetic, and I really love what Flaming Million does with it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of pontificating in Flaming Million, and I'm not entirely sure it really needs it. There's no subtlety to be found here, with every character and their dialogue being very on the nose. You're out here destroying police statues on a university campus and fighting cops, and dialogue is very much about how authority hates queer figures and culture. It does front-load a lot of the weird, esoteric language, maybe to just turn off more casual players, but overall I didn't really find it hard to understand. I do respect it for being unabashed in its message, but it just beats you over the head with it. To be honest, I'm just not really sure I'm the audience for this game, though. It feels kind of weird, honestly, to be playing through a deeply personal work of art that's been released for the public at large. As someone coming in without any metatextual knowledge of the game or creator, I appreciate the piece differently than someone with direct or close knowledge of the events discussed would. It kind of goes off on the COVID pandemic and kind of restrictions and different events that happen in the Rochester, New York area, but as someone not from that area, I don't really have a frame of reference for a lot of the background. What originally attracted me was the aesthetic itself, not the story or anything else. I'm somebody who likes weird, experimental things, and whether it's games, music, anime, or any other art form, and I saw this as a love letter to glitches and unintended behaviors in games. Maybe you could expand this interpretation to the world at large, too. It's very obviously steeped in queer theory, and I strongly suspect the dialogue found within the game is based on real-life conversations, if not just outright transcriptions of them. Which is a culture I just haven't had a whole lot of exposure to. In that sense, I appreciate it for providing a window into a certain time and place, and letting me kind of act as a viewer to a very personal struggle of Carroll's. Is this an artistic representation of how authority and power structures view the queer community? As just nothing more than an aberration, a glitch, surviving off of mayonnaise and hurried conversations in corners? If that was the intention, well done. But would I recommend Flaming Million? Honestly, I'm not so sure. As pure art and an example of unbridled creative output, it's got infectious energy and it reads as a passion project. You can definitely see a lot of his past work oozing through the art style here. It's just very weird, and I like my games digestible with a message that isn't just broadcasted at you, something that makes you think afterwards. And I definitely understand why someone might be turned away by this. It is free on both Steam and itch.io, and it just took me a bit over half an hour to complete. His other games are free as well, and if you like what you saw here, feel free to check out his other work too. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.